and everything. I gotta live like a king. Hey, catch this rhythm. You feel that? That's called playerism. I'm on the scene, a player clean, poker face, 4 queens. I got 4 of a kind on everything. Dig this, living elite. I don't feel complete without kicking at my feet in a Rolls Royce every week. Maybe this is deep. Listen close when I speak. I need to at least, cause I'm too much. I'd be a fool if I love him. You'll be a fool if you trust him. Here with my niggas, we keeping it gangsta. Yeah, I'm a slayer, I'm just keeping it player. I'm fucking her now, we're man eating it later. That's maybe why he is a hater. I'm wearing all black like I'm being a raider. You talk to police, we call you a traitor. I'm running the city, they call me for favors. I'm running the city, they call me the mayor. It's getting political with me, my street presidential, she give me the... Quit banging my line, ho. Quit banging my line, ho. When you see me act like you don't even know me, ho. When you see me act like you don't even know me, ho. Come on, baby, get a clue. How you do what you do? How do you fall in love with me, but I'm not in love with you? Peace to the saints! Peace to the saints! Do me a favor, go on the YouTube and delete that person's comment. They're mentioning other content creators. Just delete it. They might not have known better.
I don't see that.
Okay, I'll do it myself. Give me a second. Sorry, I don't think you're going to find it at this point. You got to be sharp out here. I got it. Public service announcement. Don't mention other content creators. Matter of fact, I think I might just block them. I've never seen them send a super chat. I might just go ahead and block them. We're just going to keep it simple out here. There we go. I don't know. I'm feeling ruthless today. Why? Why am I feeling so ruthless today? Some people think this is a roast. I'm just reporting on the news. Can you get that fixed facing me? Wow. Oh, you making faces? You wrong, but you making faces. Oh, the whole world got me turned up today. This ain't even a roast. I'm just reporting on the news. Says the jacket is dope. I appreciate it. We got the limited edition. You dig? Had to do it. It's the limited edition. Just warming you up, we got 2 of the Saints are actually producing similar products, but they're in red and black. They got reverse colors, you know, the branded colors. This joint is a limited E, so I got it linked in the description. Rienzi writes, Livingston! This is going to be a good one, very educational per usual.
On Cash App, Mackenzie says, salute to the big homie.
Truly appreciate it.
And Johnny sent tuition.
Mackenzie's very loyal, consistent Saint. And again, mods, if you do these people a favor and just go ahead and remind them, don't mention other content creators in our chat, unless you're super chatting. Then we assume you have something legitimate to say. Otherwise, we figure you're just trying to promo yourself. There's a number of broke content creators, mostly the blacks. And they always come in my chat trying to promo their stuff. We're not down. You're up out of here. You dig? Anyways, I'm feeling super ruthless today, so apparently, if any smoke pop up, I just might, throw it in there with the ACT pack, roll it up and blow it to the head like I'm Snoop D-O double. I kind of feel that way, but today should be a nice relaxing day. Somebody just called me up like, hey, are you going to come pick up your tickets? What tickets? We have tickets for the Tracy Morgan show. Yes, indeed. I forgot about that. I'll be there. Life is good. Life is good. But what is it in the news today? We have fat-faced DJ Akademiks. Yes, that's right. The jerk chicken eating, fat-faced Jamaican-born wannabe DJ who ain't DJing. He just goes on the internet and talks about people who have more talent than him and tends to say controversial things to get your attention. And the average person is so brain dead that they listen and they re-mention and retweet and share. And that's how he gets his relevance. Hopefully, when we take over, we can fix all of this stuff in a jiffy, you dig? Because I'm a true believer that if you got that mouth and it's babbling around the wrong people, we ought to fix your jaw. So hopefully one day, somebody fix his jaw. But until that day, we're going to go ahead and just report on this news. Shout out to Neil, by the way. He's pretty much came in early on all of our streams supporting the work, and we really do respect that. Someone put he's live and you're blocked because nobody cares. What?
$5 and up.
Right. Well, Neil been supporting on all of them. I just had to show him love for the loyalty. You're right, $5 and up though. Just number one, why did I block old boy? Because like I don't need you telling us that another content creator is live. I don't need you here to take people out of my life. You heard me, so you're blocked. Use your brain before you make moves. You dig? If you hear, you should be here to learn from an intelligent man teaching you. Think before you do. Think before you act. Think before you speak. I mean, goddamn, are y'all that dumb out here? Lord Jesus. Boy, make this a quick one. Can't be around stupidity for too long. I have low tolerance levels. Now, I actually tried to find the original words of DJ Akademiks, and I couldn't find it.
Came back with $5.
Shout out to Neil. Appreciate it. And shout out to the Saints in Canada. You dig? DJ Akademiks, I couldn't find his original commentary, but essentially he said that the founders of hip hop are dusty and broke. I mean, the thing that I find funniest, how could someone as raggedy as DJ Akademiks call anyone dusty? We're in the twilight zone. I mean, he still has a gap in between his teeth. You got all that money, can't see an orthodontist. I'm perplexed. You got a patchy ass beard that barely covers them fat ass chipmunk cheeks. Who's dusty but you, my boy? Saw him get up, whole butt crack hanging out like he's a plumber. Thought you were a YouTuber. Turns out you're a plumber. You play video games all the day. You get cheated on by Instagram thoughts. And then you hold them hostage off some Derek Jenks stuff. And then go live with them complaining and crying. Who's dusty? How you manage to be rich and still look broke? That's magical. It's a crazy world out here. What can you do? What can you do? And if you're wondering like, damn, Quett, you just blocking people in the chat. You blocking your own damn fans. I don't give a shit. I ain't never came here for fans. To be honest with you, if I don't recognize your name, that means you probably ain't really supported any damn ways. If I recognize your name, probably wouldn't block you. So pay attention to the goddamn rules while you're up in here. Now let's carry on. I never claimed to be nice, did I? Did I ever claim to be nice? In fact, I feel like on a regular basis, I tell people I'm not nice, which I'm not. Now, DJ Akademiks, let's hear how some of the legends have reacted, but I like this. This guy writes, are you popping? Who knows? Well, actually, I guess I am popping. I just did $1 million views. Actually, 1.5 million views. You dig? So I suppose I am popping. I've went viral several times, and I'm also an internet meme. So I guess the short answer is yes, I am popping. And just to add to that, in case you're wondering, I'm also good looking, tall, strong, and have hella hoes, and I'm well off. So yes, I have to say I am popping. Thank you for asking. Carrying on. Now, here's Ebro, which I don't find Ebro to be terribly entertaining, which I guess is probably why this video didn't get very many views. But let's hear what he has to say anyways, because he's a colleague of Funkmaster Flex who works at Hot 97, and Funkmaster Flex is cracking or popping like the young boy in the chat wrote. Let's hear what Ebro, his colleague, has to say about Funk Flex, DJ Akademiks, etc.
Flex, he's my brother, he's my teammate. But I'm gonna call it how I see it. Standing close to Akademiks, it's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get clicks. It's gonna get shared. It's gonna start a convo. And both Akademiks and Flex want the same thing. Views, engagement on their platforms. And I salute that.
But at the same time,
me being me, I gotta
see. That's what I don't like. Just as a grown man, like one thing you rarely hear the Saint do, you rarely hear the Saint talk out of two sides of his mouth. You know, the Saint is really going, if I'm going to disrespect you, it's going to be clearly disrespect and clearly smoke. You dig? It's pretty much going to be what it is. Not to say if I make a mistake, I can correct it, but 9 out of 9, if I disrespect you, I meant it, and we just going to stick with that. This man's over here like, I'm colleagues with Funk Flex, and Funk Flex is friends with Akademiks, and yeah, they both do it for the views, which I respect. But at the same time, no, not at the same time. Either you respect it or you don't respect it. I'll tell you right now, I don't respect it. When you're out here prostituting yourself just to get clicks and views, you're an attention whore just like a female. The Akademiks is basically an Instagram thought. He's a TikTok thought. That's what he is. I don't respect it.
Mel sent tuition. He said, peace to the saints.
Peace to the saints. Shout out to the real ones. Appreciate you, Mel, for supporting the work. And shout out to those who have clicked the like button. It's the least people can do. So let's hear Ebro babble, and let's see if he might say something relevant.
I call it how I see it. So Flex, if you don't hold the standards.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
I'm going to lay out on this one.
I didn't expect you to jump in.
Just side note, I don't even remember who this dude is, but who the hell is this guy? Every now and then there's like this hella corny guy just involved in hip hop news and music. And I'm just like, where do these people come from? Get this guy the fuck out of here. Just side note, get him the fuck out of here. I think he and DJ Akademiks had a small skirmish. And I remember when Akademiks was talking about the big homie, he was like, yeah, I've roasted so-and-so and I've roasted so-and-so. I love the smoke. And I think he was talking about this little nerd right here, because Akademiks is really good at roasting old white guys who basically are not into, you know, cracking jokes. But then when the big homie came along, you heard Akademiks and changed up his whole shit. All of a sudden, he don't roast no more.
Crypto said he wasn't talking about you. He was quoting DJ Akademics complaining about his IG thought who cheated on him. That are you popping?
Okay,
I
got
think that
you.
was part of your roast thing.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, well, we need to speak in complete sentences, you dig? I mean, goddamn. And I do remember him saying that, but yes, let us speak in complete sentences and let us be clear.
George sent a cash app. He said, Drew Ducca track is a masterpiece, Saint. Peace to the Saints.
I appreciate that. It damn sure is. You dig? It's a beautiful work. You guys can get that on Spotify or any streaming service that you use.
He doesn't exist. Said, you've made me a better man. Thank you, Saint. How would one deal with filtering out real, genuine friends as someone who is rich and resourceful? Peace to the Saints.
You know what the key is? Number one, you have friends who have money, so they don't need your money. No, and you tend to enjoy life with these people. You have the same freedoms, financial freedom. You have literal freedom of your time, and you can enjoy life with these folks. You also notice that they tend to want to enhance you rather than be jealous of you. And so it becomes very clear our challenge in life is not blindness. It's accepting what we do see. You see that the girl is displaying red flags, but you're ignoring it because you find her attractive or because you've been lonely for a time. You see that these friends are actually frenemies and they're saying things that are negative and detracting from your motivation. You see that you need to move out of the house with your parents, but you stay there because you are comfortable and perhaps fearful of going out on your own.
On PayPal, Dimitri came in. He said, peace to the Saints, paying tuition. Big homie, is it possible to pay installments on the pre-order backpack briefcase? Thank you for your time in the video.
That's Dimitri that we know, right?
Yeah.
Indeed. So Dimitri, we can look out for you. And that's the meaning of relationships. You dig? Relationships are everything. And that's why I always tell you to work in the area of health, wealth, and relationships. You caught up? Cool. So let's, someone said what this guy's name is, but guess what? It doesn't matter what his name is. I wasn't being serious. I don't even care what his name is. Carrying on.
We got to hold some standards.
And by the way, not because I'm scared of academics making up lies about me again, just because I'm biased in this. I can't stand academics. Think he's absolutely useless and does nothing positive.
I thought you were going to stay out of this.
But that said, I'm not going to comment on Flex.
Well, then hit Rosenberg with the button.
Congratulations.
You're supposed to stop
You
that. She was
played
going to lay
yourself.
out. You can't even help.
This is a terrible show. Like, how is this getting views? Number one, why do you have three individuals who are all generally irrelevant babbling at the same time? That's number one. Number two, this is a fascinating mix of individuals for a hip hop show, which hip hop comes from the African-American culture. We know Livingston tried to claim Jamaicans created it. We created the curry spice. We created the curry. We created the ganja. You know, you hear me? We created the hip hop music. Well, then why don't you guys get rich off of it? Huh? Why do people know hip hop to have come from New York rather than Jamaica if Jamaicans created it? Come on, man, give me a break. People are always hijacking African-American culture, and the African-American collective is so damn brain dead that they're the only culture in the history of cultures that allows everyone to go and steal their stuff, commercialize it, and profit off of it. Did you know that rock and roll music was created by African-Americans? You wouldn't know now because you look around, all the rock and rollers are white from America all the way across the world. White. If you look at jazz music, which was created by the African-American, go see Jelly Roll Morton and those before. Who is the main person in the jazz sphere today? Nora Jones or Michael Bublé, white folks. You look at every other major art form that we created, it's been hijacked because the African-American is too damn brain dead to know how to, one, maintain their in culture and keep others out. Number two, they're so thirsty and have such low self-esteem, they want everyone to come in. They're so accepting, which is ironic because no other group is so accepting. Learn from the Jewish people. They say, we are the chosen people. You are not. That's a pretty strong statement. But African Americans are so leaderless and brain dead that they let everyone come in, hijack their culture, benefit from it, and then they steal it so damn good, we forgot it was ours. And they get convinced that it's theirs. Look up 20 years later. People won't even know that hip hop music was a black thing. Crazy. Look at this boy right here. Well, New York has a lot of Jamaicans. Cool, bro. New York has a lot of Jamaicans. Cool, bro. Thank you. Anyways, that was really cute right there. Yeah, LA has a lot of Chinese people, but did they create Hollywood? Are they the ones who run the film industry? What are we talking about right now? When you listen to hip hop music, how many Jamaican accents have you heard, my dear boy? You're talking about people who have come in and tried to identify under the African American ethnic group. Yeah, you could borrow a little bit of the swag, but don't steal it. Come on, man. Slap your goddamn self, bruh. What are we talking about? Oh, here we got another one. Damn, they all over. Ricans created hip hop. Damn, everybody except black people. Everybody except the people who were here for hundreds of years did it. Goddamn. Next thing I know, they're going to say Ricans were enslaved for 400 years. Jamaicans were enslaved for 400 years. They built the White House. Goddamn. Next thing you know, Martin Luther King was Puerto Rican. Martin Luther King ain't even black. He Puerto Rican. Look, this is funny as hell. I don't know who the hell these characters are, but you got one motherfucker who looked like he could be a goddamn cleric in Saudi Arabia. You got some fat-faced broad who ain't even good enough to be on screen. You always have these radio shows, kind of like the one with who's the skittle guzzling little black dude, bald head, Charlemagne the God. You got Charlemagne the Devil. You got him, and then you had Angela Yee, who's just like a brain dead little red bone thought. And then you had DJ Envy, who looks like a kid who grew up middle class and was spoiled by his mom, like used to sleep in the bed with his mom till he was 12 kind of kid. So you got those three. The girl is always dumb. There's like one personality that basically holds down the show, and there's three people who are talking too damn much, none of whom are interesting. Oh, here we go again. Malcolm X is part Caribbean. God damn, they just won't quit it. Gotta love these people. Malcolm X is part Caribbean. Ooh, we going in today. The nuts are in the building. Oh boy. Anyways, let's get back to what these foolios are saying.
What's going on?
Well, no, I can't have him. I can't have people. Oh, you're scared to say anything? No, obviously I don't like him, but my point is I'm biased, so I can't really weigh in.
Then shut up, bro. Like, shut up. Then we don't need you to announce that you ain't gonna say nothing.
I didn't know about it either until I walked in this morning. Y'all told me.
Well, so
why are you wearing a gold chain? What's going on nowadays?
Sharing news or commenting on what's going on in beef and his Twitch and all those. I think that's par for the course.
Why is this man's arm so skinny?
The generation that he's tied
I feel like I want to line up my D next to his arm. Like I'm feeling really big out here right now.
TMZ-ish.
Why is his body? Why is his stomach from America, but his arm is from Ethiopia?
I mean, that's what they do, and then they also do the whole beefing on YouTube views and beefing in songs heavy and that whole thing. And his coverage of that, people have had issues with him because of his coverage of that, acting like those.
This guy's extremely uninteresting. It just fascinates me that we have individuals. Well, this really is reflective of the market, right? It's reflective of the average person. For example, when you would hear people historically say, well, how did the guy with that little mustache in Germany, how did he take over power? Because the Germans willed it. It was the response of the German populace. Same thing. When I look at these television and radio hosts, I say, God damn, these guys are imbeciles and they're not interesting to listen to. How did they ever get famous? Well, it's because the average person is clearly brain dead. Clearly brain dead. And the even funnier thing too, when you look at the African American, and we can credit jazz music, we can credit rock and roll, we can credit hip hop music. We have all these genres, but somehow you got nerds in the comments like, yeah, but Puerto Ricans did it. I'm like, oh, okay, bro. What else did they do? Like, I know they created mofongo, maybe they created salsa music, but what other music forms do they create? Like, we got 4-5 music forms under our belt. Come on, man. Like, don't try to steal our stuff. That's all I'm saying, bruh.
King Kirk said, peace to the saints. I just joined and I've already seen too many wild comments. What is happening right now?
You know, what's happening right now is we going up. We going up right now. Shout out to the Dallas. He's super player. You heard me? He had to go ahead and boss up. I ain't even want to do this one, but I had to. You heard me? Because the stitching is so damn clean on it. Blue ain't even our brand color. That's why it's a limited edition. You ain't gonna be able to get it for very long. Bro, I said, they ain't create ish. You know what I'm saying? He said the Cubans created salsa. There you go. See, that's the problem. I can't figure out if the Indians created curry or the Jamaicans created curry. They arguing about it. And the funny thing is going to be the same thing in 10 years. Who created hip hop? Last I checked, if you would have went back, say 20 years, every single rapper was black. Every single one. So that's why when Eminem came out, people were like, oh, wow, like he's white and he can rap. Now Eminem's not an interesting or unique thing, because like almost every rapper is white and almost every rapper has face tattoos and ugly teeth. You caught up?
Yeah, we got Chanel got the jacket. He got the cherub long sleeve.
Okay.
He got the pea hat and Brandon's floral hat.
Oh, he didn't just said we dripping.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Now I'm fascinated to hear LL's response, because LL, it really is a foundational guy in hip hop. You know, that's that old school hip hop. I can't even listen to it. It's a little bit too far before my time, but you know, he has some classic. Mama said, knock you out. Mama said, knock you out. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
It's a classic, right? Yeah, I ain't gonna play that shit in my whip though. You heard me. But shout out to LL, man. Them chicks used to love LL. He got a couple tracks that you know you can max out a chick too. He used to lick his lips too damn much. I hope he should have tried to get a sponsorship from Carmex. You dig?
Nick just bought the jacket as well.
Shout out to Nick. And I ain't even tell him to say the same Center Nation on the back. You dig? Shout out to Justin, because he pretty much created this whole design. I didn't bootlegged it from him until his joint come out. He gonna have the real premium joint. But I figured this is blue, his is red. I'm gonna need both. Carrying on. Now let's see what LL is talking about with his polite ass.
All right. Okay. So you guys might want to record this. Make sure you're recording this or screen recording it or something so that you guys get it.
First off, Ella, you don't say that. The big homie says that. You don't say that, Ella. You ain't about to say nothing crazy and you ain't about to say nothing profound. But go ahead, man. Say what you go say, bro. We didn't. Somebody recorded it. We hear you.
I don't go live a lot. I haven't really been going live since, the pandemic, but this is something that came to my attention. It came to my attention that a DJ, and I'm not going to say any names because I don't think it's necessary. A DJ basically said that...
Yo, that's so disrespectful. I like the low key shade. He just slapped a little Jamaican boy in his head real quick. Just, you bumba clot. Because he said, it came to my attention that a DJ, like Lighty, been gonna say little homie name, a DJ. But the funny thing is he ain't even a DJ, right? He just an internet hoe.
Dimitri came back on PayPal. He said, thank you, big homie and Bridge, for this opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and get two and cash app you for both. I really appreciate it much.
Oh, he said he doubling up?
Doubling up.
Go ahead, bro.
A lot of the pioneers in hip hop are, they're dusty, or how can they be the person that, invented hip hop if, they don't have a lot of money, or if they don't look or represent like they have a lot of dough, right? Let me explain something to you, and say this for you guys. Don't confuse someone's ability to develop a business model. Don't conflate. In other words, don't think just because somebody knows how to get money or fails to get money that they didn't make a contribution to the culture.
That's a very valid point. And the great comedy and irony is that this sounds very African American. They create something, comes from their culture. It is authentic to the African American, yet they don't have the business savvy or the presence of mind to say, hey, let me hold on to this so I can make a buck and benefit myself and my family. That sounds extremely African American. And that's why so much I emphasize with you guys entrepreneurship. And that's why even earlier today, I was talking with multiple folks around the world about how they can take their skills, talents, culture, products, whatever they got, and make a buck off of it. And I say that as an experienced businessman. And notice, anytime you hear someone on YouTube come attack me, it's always some broke motherfucker who's never done anything with life, and they try to tear me down because I've managed to do what they can't do. Huh? You heard me? Yeah, let's carry on and hear what Uncle L talking about. But I do want to say it is a shame that somebody else should make a buck off your culture when you can't. Notice in the music industry, most of the executives are Jewish. Most of the people doing the tap dancing and buck dancing and shuffling and making all the music are African American. There are great documentaries you can watch. Like, for example, one about James Brown. He was one of the early good African American businessmen in the industry. But that industry was largely being managed by white men and Jewish men. And, you know, the funny thing, when he first came to get a deal, he had a song called, okay, you ready to carry on? No. Okay. Oh, you're good? I'm good. Okay, cool. We're going to let Uncle L, I ain't going to go in too deep. We're going to let Uncle L talk.
No one discusses Miles Davis's bank account. We don't talk about John Coltrane's bank account.
Jazz.
We don't talk about a lot of even rock musicians, a lot of them. We don't talk about their bank accounts. A lot of great country artists, we don't talk about their bank accounts. This idea that you have to have money or else you don't have any value is a bad idea, and it's kind of like it's a misinformed way of looking at the world.
Let me help out Uncle L, because he's not the most articulate guy. Give him a beat, he could say something, but that fucking beat cut off, he ain't got shit to say. Let me help him out. So here's the truth of why DJ Akademiks, the low self-esteem kid who admitted on Vlad TV that he used to be made fun of as a child in America when he came here after leaving Jamaica, named Livingston Allen. He was a schoolboy, and his parents were very strict. And he came in and didn't understand the African-American culture, and they rebuked him for that. He began to hate the African-American, which is why still you see his hatred being poured out upon us. He doesn't deal with any African-American women, doesn't have any male friends who are African-American. Trip on that. Notice the friends he's with. Tekashi Snitch 9, basically a Latino kid. Then other blacks, which are non-African-American, i.e. not foundational black Americans. He has a hatred for us. He wanted to be like us, never could get there. Now, here's what Uncle L was saying, well, trying to express, which is you got a guy like DJ Akademiks whose only actual value is money. Meaning, if he's holding $100, he's now worth $100. Because he had no value before he held that in his hand. If I hold $100, now I'm worth $1 billion plus $100. You dig? Because as a man, I have infinite value through intelligence, personality, charm, wit, personality, athleticism, genetic gifts. So if I were to receive some money, I've increased my value. But there's value before the money. DJ Akademiks has no value. He's overweight. He has no charm. He has no humor. He has no beauty. He has nothing in the way of natural gifts. So the only way he can appeal to women is through money. So he measures himself on money and then tries to enforce that standard upon others so he can compete. Because just imagine if DJ Akademiks was standing next to me, I'm about 6, 7, 8 inches taller, way better physical shape, way more imposing, way better looking, superior education, everything superior. The only thing he could try to talk about is finances. He still probably won't win, but that's the only thing he can talk about. So he tries to use that as the standard. That is what's happening.
We have on Cash App, Jerry said, peace to the saints.
Peace to the saints. Shout out to Jerry. Carrying on.
In the culture. There are artists out here. First of all, let me say this. First of all, like, let's talk about like young artists, right? Who I love. I love the young artists. Let's be clear. I'm very much a guy who embraces the young artists. I believe in every generation. I believe in you.
Okay.
I care about you.
Carry on, nigga. We ain't
Let me
trying
say
to get a
this to you,
motivational speech.
Today, you could come up with your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, your 20-year plan. You can go find a manager. You can find an accountant. You could find somebody that.
All right, L, we're done, bro. So what L is trying to do is basically explain why, pioneers in hip hop were not successful in business. He was basically trying to say it's easier now. There are some aspects of the music business that are easier, namely distribution, publishing and distribution, things like that. However, you still have African Americans today participating in the music business and being cheated because they don't have business savvy. You have African Americans or just young people or people who are uninformed being cheated in business on a regular basis. The only reason in music we hear about it more is because these people have celebrity and they're popular. And they tend to get money very early in age. So they don't have the experience to know how to deal with the complexities of business. But the truth is, the blacks then and the blacks today are both being cheated because they don't have a basic business education. That's why what I do is so critically important when I'm teaching business on a regular basis. That's why folks who buy the conference footage and they learn about product-based business, they learn about contracts, they learn about business collaboration. These are the things that will last you a lifetime. But those things never sell as well as me saying, hey, this is how you get laid. And that is the fault of the individual man. There are no excuses. Go ahead.
Kevin came in via Cash App. He said, thank you for doing this.
In a real way. I'm keeping it a buck. Everybody want to live in fantasy land. All I'm trying to do is say, can I keep what's mine? We don't want other people's culture. Can I keep my own culture? Why Jamaicans want to put their hands on my culture? I don't try to steal reggae. Y'all can have that shit. I don't try to steal salsa. Y'all can have that. I might go dance salsa. You heard me with a thick Puerto Rican, you dig? But I ain't going to try to steal it and claim it as mine. Come on, man.
Kevin came right back. He said, you're the only one who can put Fat Ak in his place.
It seems that way. I'm damn near a superhero out here. And one thing I want you guys to also observe is that all of these people who end up being exposed as frauds, like the big ones, I'm the first one to put them out there. I'm the first one to drag them through the dirt in the appropriate way.
Amari just copped the jacket.
And I don't blame me, man. I mean, Bridget could tell you last night when I put this joint on, I was like, man, this is fresh. I had to say it 3 times. I'm going to the show tonight wearing it. You dig? Yes, indeed. I'm going to skip ahead and see if Uncle L had anything else relevant to say.
These guys and girls and people out here made songs and made music and made contributions to this culture, or even dancers danced and
Okay, you started sounding like one of them old niggas. Excuse my French. I don't like to say the N-word, but you know, when you start talking to an old nigga who ain't got nothing to do that day, that motherfucker be talking for 30 years. And back when I was 18 years old, back in the 70s, like, nigga, if you don't, nobody give a shit when you was 18 years old. Carrying on. Now here's a real OG that you guys are going to want to hear from, because unlike LL Cool J, Russell Simmons was not an artist. He was a businessman and a business mogul. Not only did he run Def Jam, he also ran Fat Farm, which was one of the first hip hop clothing brands that really sold widely and did big deals. He is the reason that you could have a Vocal come from Nelly, a Rockaware come from Jay-Z, or any of the clothing brands you see today from the likes of a Kanye West. Russell Simmons is a true pioneer. You might be wondering, why in the hell is Russell Simmons sitting cross-legged in a goddamn bamboo tent right now? That's because they tried to hashtag me too, Russell, and he was smart enough to dip up out of here and go to a country that does not have extradition to the United States. So he said, yeah, I'm going to keep my money and I'm going to keep my freedom. Deuces. So shout out to Uncle Russell, because he indeed is a wise man. Now let's see what Uncle Russell has to say to this dirtbag DJ Fat Face Akademiks. Here we go.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm going to record this, so I'll play it back. So I'll begin early. Not that many people joined my Instagram anyway. A couple of hundred maybe. Let me say this. I was asked to speak about this attack on the founding fathers, and in light of it becoming the 50th birthday of hip-hop, I figured I'd share something, because I was asked from a friend. He sent me the comments from the DJ Akademics.
My boy Russell looks so chill and calm. He looked like he ain't even wearing no drawers right now. He probably got him a chick from Indonesia just holding the camera steady as hell because he paying her good. He ain't even got a tripod. This broad just hold the camera. This man ain't wearing no drawers. He didn't just drink a coconut smoothie. Man, let's go.
Jaylon came in on PayPal. He said, off topic, but I remember you saying how to get a valid COVID card. How do you go about doing that? Can't believe this COVID stuff is still trying to hold people back from trying to do something.
That's crazy. People still messing with that stuff. I didn't even realize. You know, I was looking at getting back out of the country. I think there's only 2 countries we looked at that require such a thing. I don't have a plug for that anymore because that time is kind of gone by. But I'm wishing you well. A lot of those places are just going to require the test.
George just got the duffel bag.
Oh, shout out to George.
I don't know who Akademiks is.
I don't know who Akademics is.
I know that he's popular amongst young people. Let me say this. Hip-hop has been the founding fathers. Without Hollywood and Chiba and Starsky and Kool Herc and Busy Bee and Love Bug, and without Grandmaster Flash and Grand Wizard Theodore, and without those people, I wouldn't be here. But I was there before there was such thing as records. These are people who played the parties that Rush Productions promoted. So they are the founding fathers, and they created hip-hop. And no, they didn't all get so much money. But as far as money, hip-hop has been great because it's given people ways to survive, and other people have become extremely rich. I mean, I remember working with artists who were the biggest of the big, and some of them are not so wealthy today. I remember signing paperwork for Jay-Z and Kanye West, and they're pretty rich.
Hey, and check out how gangster Uncle Russell is, because you guys probably ain't even peeping it. I'm gonna have to just put it out there for you. He said, number one, he started off and he named the OGs in hip hop. You know, that old school hip hop was like, hip hop, you don't stop, or rock it to the bang bang boogie, the bang boogie to the rhythm of the boogity beat. Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. Now me, my groove, and my friends is gonna try to move your feet. You know, like the rapping was so new, he had to tell you he was rapping. He had to tell you in the song, I'm rapping, in case you didn't know. But Uncle Russell just did something really clever. He said, there were people who even came before me, and I'm old, and they enabled me to do business. Now, Russell's very wealthy, far more wealthy than a DJ Akademiks, full stop. But trip on this. Think about how much of a little dirtbag immigrant you are, and this is what happens a lot. You came to our country, then you adopted African-American culture, and instead of being thankful that you could get opportunities in the United States of America that you couldn't get in your homeland, and instead of being thankful that African-Americans eventually let you partake in our culture, which we shouldn't have, instead of showing us respect, you ish on us. You spit on us. And instead of showing respect and hierarchy to those who have come before you, because there would be no hip hop without them, which means you couldn't give hip hop commentary. Instead of being thankful, you spit upon them. You are a dirtbag immigrant. And I say you're an immigrant, meaning that you have never assimilated. You have never become a part of us. You have never become a part of the African-American culture. You have never even become a part of the American culture. Because if you did become a part of the American culture or the African-American culture, you would see yourself as with us, and you wouldn't spit upon us, because then you'd be spitting upon yourself. But what you really do is you still see yourself as that broke, nerdy, ugly, gap-toothed, fat-faced, no girl having Jamaican kid. That's how you still see yourself, and that's why you hate all these things around you. You hate those who gave you the opportunity. And look, people don't like to hear the real, but goddamn it, I'm gonna tell you the real. You come into this country where my ancestors have paid taxes for hundreds of years, and before they paid tax, they paid an African-American tax with lashes upon their backs, building this country brick by brick for hundreds of years here since the beginning, and yo, dumb fat face ass show up out of nowhere, and then we built something out of nothing. Black people in poverty have built up hip-hop, which has massed billions of dollars in revenue, and then you take your share, which was unearned, and don't even have the goddamn decency to show respect to the people who enabled you. You're a piece of trash, my boy, and you're spitting upon my ancestry, and I don't respect it. I hope somebody knock your fat face in the streets in a real way. Go ahead.
So Armando said, if he's speaking and looking like this, I might have to consider those #MeToos being real.
Hey, who knows? But all I know is I'm always happy to see somebody avoid getting locked up. Shout out to Uncle Russell. You caught up?
Yep.
So I've seen it all. And I was there before rap records, as I said. And I look at hip hop as a way to empower others. When you get older, maybe, if you get older, Mr. DJ, you will also look at hip hop that way. because in the end, life only gives you a comfortable seat. And memories. And my memories of people like the great Grandmaster Flash and his rapper Melly Mel. Let me see. People in place the bass in the face. You're about to see first place in the rap race. The sounds you hear so good to hear. Have no fear. The great Grandmaster Flash is here, introducing the disco dream on the.
Damn, Rush, Uncle Russell, you boring as hell, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut you right there.
Kevin sent another Cash App. He said, let's see Fat Ack rebuttal for this fire roast. And on Cash App, or on Super Chat, we have Black Knight said, DJ Akademiks will always hate himself no matter how much money he gets. Undesirable traits and low self-esteem is hard to overcome.
Period. And we see this playing out in all of his romantic entanglements. They're never relationships because chicks never value Livingston. They never value Livingston enough to get into a committed relationship with him where they're fully connected to him and they're represented by him because they view him to be a low-value person.
Tommy says, peace to the Saints. Nothing beats old school hip hop like LL Cool J, NWA, Run DMC, Tupac, Nas, Snoop, etc. This clown Akademiks is just embarrassing now.
Indeed, he is. Indeed, he is.
Marco said, peace to the Saints, stopping by to pay tuition, and I'll watch the replay later.
In a real way. And one thing you guys also should have noted that Uncle Russell said, he said, oh yeah, DJ Akademiks, you've gotten rich in the house of hip hop. But how many people have you made rich using hip hop? And I think that's a really important point that he makes. You see, Russell Simmons ran Def Jam. He created Fat Farm. He blessed a lot of people by showing them a way to do things. And he also directly cut checks and signed contracts. He just pointed out that you look at a Jay-Z, he's wealthy, and I was at the start of that. You look at a Kanye West, I signed his paperwork. I was at the start of that. That's a major claim as a man. It's one thing to say, hey, I'm a millionaire. It's yet a better thing to say, I've also made millionaires. That's where you find maturity in the male when they're now ready to contribute to others instead of trying to say, hey, look at me, look at me, look at what I've done. Clearly a low self-esteem thing. So we've heard from a little bit from Russell. I mean, these old cats, they be trying to display maturity and wisdom, and they over here talking boring as hell. I hope I'm still lit when I'm his age. I hope I'm still lit and I'm telling my young boys to go, hey, bring him to me. You heard me? Bring him to me tied up. I'm going to do my live with him tied up in the background yelling. That's how I want it. Forget all of this kumbaya.
Someone said there is a short version of the Russ video where he rips Akademiks.
Okay, yeah, well, I ain't got the link because his long one ain't cutting it. He needs to get to the goddamn point. But a shout out to Michael Rappaport. I don't know who in the hell said, hey, Michael, we'd love to hear your opinion on this. But for some reason, he wanted to get litty. Let's hear him go. I like how Michael Rappaport right here looked like an old dude that had lost his hearing aid. Like you in Trader Joe's. He just walking around Trader Joe's like, I can't find my hearing aid. I'm like, you mean your glasses? He's like, I can't find my hearing aid. Like, this motherfucker look like he is just completely gone mentally. But anyways, let's hear what he got to say.
Yo, I'm not going to be as polite as the great LL Cool J, Russell Simmons, anybody else that's spoken on this bum-ass clown, dusty, dirty, bum-ass, short, fat, bloated, goofy, no talent, little shit Akademiks, disrespecting the people that built hip-hop, that made the hip-hop, because you think they're not, I don't know what you think. First of all, you're not a fucking DJ, all right?
Like I said, you ain't even a DJ.
You don't cut, you don't scratch, you don't produce. You're not a DJ, so stop calling yourself DJ. Second of all, anybody that has anything to do with hip-hop, new, old, never done it before, fuck this dude.
Oh.
Fuck this dude. For him to disrespect the people that built this shit, that built hip-hop, that changed every single thing, shut this dude down. Goofy clown, no talented, no skill set, no nothing.
My boy said no skill set. You ain't lying. Here's a good test to ask yourself. Do I have a skill set? Like if someone dropped you in the middle of Somalia, could you make $1? Could you figure out how to make $1 within a week? If you can't, you ain't got no skills. How about that? There you go. That's a good test. Now, the thing that I find, respectable is a guy like Michael Rappaport. he's keeping it real, and he's not claiming that he is the culture or that he created the culture, but he's saying like, you academics, you are not a contributor. Don't speak up on this. Even Eminem, who we know is one of the most respected MCs in hip hop history, he will even tell you, hey, I'm a guest in this thing. This ain't my thing. I just happen to do it, and I do it damn well. I've made good bars and good profit, but this is black people stuff. And by black people, we mean African Americans. Because when you look back at all the hip hop records, ain't none of these boys named Livingston Allen, Buju Banton, no, Grandmaster Flash, Busy Bee. These are all English names coming from African Americans. Let's just get that right.
Emmanuel just got that jacket, and I guess because of your personality today, he also got the super villain sweatshirt.
Low key, I mean, sometimes I be feeling that way, and the world needs a good super villain. For real, though. And shout out to Michael Rappaport, because I appreciate that. You know, even though he looks like he smells like Ben Gay right now, even though he looks like he just boiled hot dogs for breakfast, even though he looks like he's about to be an extra on the Al Bundy show. He gonna replace Al Bundy. But despite him looking like he could be the new host on Price is Right. Anyways, despite all those things, he came on here and kept it real and didn't try to play nice. The problem is that in this PC culture, everyone is trying to play nice. The truth is, some people deserve to have their heads slapped off. And I would like to go ahead and say it's helmet slapping off season. You will never get a DJ Akademiks to behave correctly as long as he's rewarded for bad behavior. Just like you'll never have a woman behave correctly if she's rewarded for bad behavior. The reason we have the world upside down is because you have these nice guys, these sweet boys. And when these soy boys are out here being nice and using all this flowery language instead of just saying what it is and doing what's necessary, that's why the world is in disorder. You let DJ Akademiks talk about people in Chicago who are dying and driving beef there. Well, he's still alive, ain't he? He gonna continue doing it. It gets him likes. So, of course, he's going to continue pursuing that. Now, you got, what's this link?
There's apparently a better link of Russell Simmons if you wanted to.
Okay, let's see. Russell better be lit on this link. If y'all didn't sent me this link during my rant, this link better be lit. Let me see what Russell talking about. Slow talking ass. Can we send out a memo so people could just talk faster? And damn. I don't know if they think slow, so they talk slow. I don't know exactly how that go, but come on now. All right, here go Russell.
Their family successful. What have you done?
Wait.
So don't forget your roots, Akademiks.
Jamaican.
Is that how you pronounce it? Like the clothing brand?
Ooh.
Stop it. Oh. Just, pause and be grateful for those who came before you, who built your life. I don't know how wealthy you are, how many boats you float on, how many cars you own. How many people have you made rich? How many people have you made successful who have made their families successful? What have you done for the culture, most importantly?
You've just been a vulture.
I know Kanye songs and I know Drake songs. I don't know you. Oh, damn. I know I sound like Stacey Dash. I don't know you nigga at all. I don't know what you made. But I wish you well. God bless you, and Hip Hop 50 is coming, so God bless hip hop. And this is a Yankee hat.
My boy Russell, he said, I don't know you, nigga. Russell done caught that man the N-word. Don't get Uncle Russell angry like that. Hey, that's real talk, though. He basically said, what are your products? You heard me? That's why I always talk business, products and services. Russell said, what are your products? I know Kanye songs, I know Drake songs, but DJ Akademiks, I don't know your songs. I heard of DJ Khaled. I know DJ Khaled songs, but what are DJ Akademiks songs? I've never heard one. Oh, guess you're not a DJ. You're just a fat-faced motherfucker who babble on the internet. Okay.
Status 21 said, peace to the saints. I found you on FNF and I've been watching your content ever since. I'm in position to support more often now. Patreon membership coming soon. Thanks for the game.
Hey, I appreciate that. And I congratulate you on your growing prosperity. I'm really happy to see that. And thank you for telling me how you found the work. And we appreciate the support. Saints, I'll give you a little bit of time to send in your thoughts, questions, comments as we wind down. And he didn't turn Uncle Russell up. Uncle Russell said, "Who are you?"
And thank you to Jay Reed for sending that.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Jay Reed. We appreciate it. Indeed.
Donald sent a cash app. He said, "Peace to the Saints tuition. I don't want to give all dues on YouTube." I think he does like super chats. Like,
Fair enough. Fair enough. I respect that. Absolutely.
Donald got some merch coming too.
Oh, yeah. He didn't got the drip game right. He got to.
Kevin is back on Cash App. He said, "Fat Ack BBQ'd Uncle Russ in his rebuttal."
See, the thing is, and I hope my young boys is wilding. You heard me? See, that's one thing I like about growing up where I grew up is because of straight wolves. You know, we ain't hang out with no bitches and no snitches. That's one thing that disgusts me about the internet. I hope my young boys is wilding. When I'm Uncle Russ's age, I hope that my young boys be like, "Wait, you said what about the big homie?" And they slap everybody helmet off, slap his helmet off, slap his wife helmet off, slap his kid's helmet off, slap off everybody helmet in vicinity. I want every helmet slapped off because you don't disrespect OGs. Have some decency. That's the problem with these young boys. They don't have no sense of hierarchy. You don't even respond to Russell. If Russell responded to you, you don't respond to him because he out your league. Yeah, I hope somebody catch him slipping. But we're in a sick era where no one has any honor. That's why Tekashi 6ix9ine still walking around. And that's why all these goddamn bloods in New York, y'all ain't really bloods. Leave that to us. Leave that to ignorant niggas in California to do that right. Because I could let you know some real damus in California, he probably wouldn't be walking around like that. Side note, you're not a blood if you live in New York. How the fuck he still walking around? He done got half your neighborhood locked up. Come on, man. This stuff is ridiculous. And side note, I don't approve of gangs in general. In case you're wondering, I don't approve of gangs. But hell, if you're going to do it, whatever you do, be serious about it. Be serious about it.
Haven said, "SASN only. Peace to the Saints."
You dig, in a real way. Yeah. Boy, done snitched on everybody walking around. I done seen Tekashi 6ix9ine waiting for an Uber outside of Bellagio. It's crazy. He everywhere. Man, come on now. These people are sick out here. There's no honor amongst men. There's just big mouths. And then they wonder why women are out of control. They're out of control because you guys haven't put them in control. Yeah, women and children, turns out they look to the man for discipline. Yeah, it turns out that's kind of how it is. Shout out to Iran, where we have a lot of men trying to keep them women in line. I'm praying for them. You heard me? I'm doing everybody's prayer. I'm praying like the Christians. I'm praying like the Muslims. I'm doing every prayer there is to keep them chicks in line. Yeah, I'm doing the Catholic one. I'm doing the Macarena. Yeah, keep them in line over there, gentlemen. Somebody's got to do it. Shit. Fly around the world, you see a thought everywhere. Chick had messaged me from the Philippines. I said, "Hey, I just heard that there's a lot of transgenders in your country." She said, "Yeah, it's true." I was like, "Whoa, I was hoping you would deny it." She said, "Yeah, it's true. My best friend is one of them. I've been friends with him since kindergarten. What's the problem?" "No problem. I'm going to just go ahead and block you. I don't need that kind of energy around me, love." Yeah, we need authenticity. Makeup was enough tricks. Y'all done got some whole other tricks.
Teddy said, "Snitch of the century," and he walking around with his chest out like what? Shaking my head.
Yeah, exactly. And the worst part about it is he done snitched on an entire gang. And there's still gang members who are supposed to be gangsters out and about, and nothing has happened. And that's another reason why people want to think that racism just comes out of nowhere. No, racism is rooted in some things that are quite valid. Side note, just keeping it real out here. And racism always isn't racism. Sometimes it's against a particular ethnic group, huh? It's not about the race, it's about the ethnic group. I personally know white folks who are racist against African Americans, but not Africans. Yeah, because when I worked at Johns Hopkins Medical, I was the only African American who had an office in Johns Hopkins Medical. Yeah. And I had a frank conversation with one of my colleagues, older white gentleman. He said, I've observed, he's a professor for the undergraduates. He said, "I've observed that the Africans, they show up here, they work hard, they take degrees in science and engineering, legitimate, rigorous degrees, and then they thrive because they have family and they have values. The African Americans, they sneak in the back door, they behave goofy, and they generally fail out." I said, you're about right. That's about how it's been going. He says, "Oh, are you not offended?" I was like, "Why would it offend me? I came in and did what I was supposed to do. You heard me? Don't associate me with them slackers." But yeah, if you were to look down on them, I completely understand. You see, the racism didn't come out of nowhere. He's observed as an old white guy being a professor of undergraduates. He's observed generations of undergraduate African Americans come in and underperform. Not because of racism, not because of systemic racism, but because of something in their own head.
Walter came in via PayPal. He said, I was a nerd and always had struggled to get a date before and after my marriage. I thought DJ saw a lot of action, though, so many problems with paying thoughts and them exposing him. It's scary.
Bruh, like, I want to let you guys in on a secret. If you were a nerd and then you got money, you're not about to start getting females just because you have money. You're about to start getting gold diggers. You see, people think that there are women who will love you for money. No. If a woman likes the swag you got and you have money, that will enhance things. You heard me? That will make her even more interested in you. But if she was not interested in you to begin with, nothing about you, and you have money, now she's solely interested in the money. You know, if a guy's tall, handsome, good looking, intelligent, good sense of humor, and he has money, that's a bonus. But if she looked at you and saw no value and you have money, now the only value is the money. So surely he's only getting thoughts. And even more so, you know, when guys get fame and money, that is not going to give them a lion's share of good women. That's going to give them a lion's share of gold diggers. A great many good women are going to avoid you because they know you're coming with more cost, meaning that she's a good woman, so she probably has her own income any goddamn ways. She's a good woman, so she probably came from a good family, so she has support structures and financial foundation already. She doesn't need yours. And she sees that dealing with you, she has to now combat a whole army of thoughts, Instagram models, TikTok thoughts, and gold diggers. And she doesn't want to have to deal with that lifestyle. She doesn't want to be in the spotlight because there's so many weirdos who strike out from the shadows. So they're actually having a section of women completely removed because of their success. And then they're being overwhelmed with women who mean them no good. So no, the grass is not greener. There's always duality. There's always a double-edged sword. It is the nature of human life. You don't get money and become a pharaoh, immune to health issues and getting all the women you want. It just doesn't work like that.
Dimitri's a serious man. He sent his first payment for the backpack.
Shout out to Dimitri. Yeah, he's everything I've ever seen in the young man has indicated that he's hardworking and serious. Everything that I've ever seen. And that's something I respect. You will know a man by his deeds on a consistent basis. We are what we repeatedly do. That's why I will never stand for someone saying, oh, you know, I'm not usually like this. I doubt it. You probably are. Recently, I missed a meeting with one of the Saints. And I was trying to think, when's the last time I missed a meeting? I can't even recall. That might have been the first meeting I've ever missed. Made me reflect on myself and what's going on with me because I don't ever miss meetings. And the beautiful thing is if he had to check on me, if he was like, you know, say it was a business deal and he was like, hey, wow, this guy missed a meeting. Let me ask someone who knows. I'm like, hey, what's up with this guy? Is he irresponsible? They're like, no, this guy never misses a meeting. He's always early. He's always there prepared, has his financials, knows them backward and forward, done his due diligence. He's a real legit guy, done it over a lifetime. And that's why when I missed that one meeting, I was like, one, I got to reflect on myself, figure out what's going on. But also I felt good because I was like, I don't ever remember having missed a meeting in life. In life. No sick notes, no nothing. I always showed up. Yeah, and that's important as a man. Something we've forgotten about. Well, shit, some of us may have never knew. Some of us may have never known, and that's a great pity. Saints, I'll give you a little bit of time to send in your thoughts, questions, comments as we wind down. Shout out to the Saints who are producing the Letterman jackets. Can't wait for those to come in. One Saint is doing a majority red. One Saint is doing a majority black. They'll be really good looking garments, very high quality. And for now, until then, I'll just have to wear this one. Linked in the description. Looks like we're ready to wrap. Fantastic. Shout out to DJ Akademics. Peace to the Saints. Let us end with our tradition, the creed of the SASN. Repeat after me with full conviction, knowing this is true of you. I feel like I may have offended some people today, but that's okay. Carrying on. The creed of the SASN. I'm going to be who I truly am because I am remarkable, and I'm going to strive every moment to show the greatest part of who I am. Until next time, peace to the Saints.